Hi everybody, this is your daily tarot reading for Tuesday the 29th of May 2018. Thank you for joining me. I'm using the Radiant Rider-Waite deck for today's reading. Now, first off, I just want to mention that today, Tuesday the 29th, we have a full moon in Sagittarius happening. And I've named that the Freedom Moon or the Liberation Full Moon because that's really what the energy is about. It's really being able to get yourself out of a situation which you've been stuck in for maybe months or even years, and it's a really powerful energy that's floating around. But I want to see what the cards have to say about the day's energy and what they want you to be aware of. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups in reverse. Okay, so that's interesting because the Knight of Pentacles, he's appeared recently as well. It's a time of extremes when it comes to the physical, real world. The Knight is a court card. Pentacles is the element of earth. And it's the suit that has to do with money, belongings, the physical body, your daily routine, your physical financial circumstances, your presence, your life here on planet Earth. And the Knight is in the middle of the court card. So we have the Page who's a beginner, then the Knight who's trying to master the elements, and he's really extreme about it. And then we have the King and Queen who can rule and master the element of Earth and Pentacles, and they have found a way to tick the box in terms of finances, fine. Health, perfect. Security, outstanding. All of those things the King and Queen have to work towards achieving. It takes work. So the Knight is the epitome of that process of working at it, and he's extreme. He's the only Knight where the horse is standing still. And his extreme side, or at least one of them, is that he procrastinates and that he does absolutely nothing. And he gets stuck and he sits in jobs and relationships and in houses that really he doesn't like. He wants to get out of, but he's just stuck. He can't go anywhere. And that's the downside of the element of Earth, which is about craving security and stability so much that you trade your joy for it. The other extreme of the Knight of Pentacles is that he absolutely goes ape and upends his whole world. So one day he just snaps and the procrastination is done and it's like, okay, that's enough now. I'm booking my ticket to Sydney. I'm leaving the flat as it is. I'm packing 2 suitcases. I'm going. I'll find work, a place to live. When I get there, I've had it. That's it. So that is really extreme as well, to totally just throw your life up in the air and all your friends, your family, your roots, and to just leave it all behind because you have now decided that you need to change your reality. So it's from one extreme to the other, do you see? And the extreme that we're likely to experience today is the Knight making those extreme decisions. I'm leaving the relationship of 36 years that I wasn't happy in. Today is the day when I really just snap. This is the final straw. And I'm just taking action to break free and to liberate myself from that and to get out of that situation. Even though it feels like Velcro, like I have to rip it apart, it's that difficult to let go. I have to liberate myself. That then creates opportunity in your life because you're creating a space, a vacuum. I read something on the news today where they said something about the political climate creating a vacuum. And if there's a vacuum, it will be filled with darkness. Very ominous. But that's not true. I immediately kind of bristled when I heard that because in nature, when there is a vacuum, when something is removed, when there's an empty space, the universe tries to fill that with love and positivity and all the good things in life. And it's by leaving behind negative circumstances which fill that vacuum. It's when you get rid of those negative circumstances, why would the darkness come in and fill that? And I feel even worse and less empowered. No, you wouldn't. If you're out of a relationship where someone's put you down for like 30 years and you get out of that relationship, you're filled with light and excitement. You now get to rediscover yourself, who you really are. You are able to pursue your own interests. You can do as you please. It's a happy time. So a vacuum is always going to be filled with joy, and the cards are confirming that, because the Six of Pentacles is an opportunity in terms of making changes to your real world, to your financial situation, to your work, to your relationship status, to your diet, the way you eat or the way you behave in terms of your exercise. If you want to make a change, this is the ultimate energy of change. And all change feels hard and scary. And that's why we often put it off so long. But every successful journey starts with the first step. So days like these are amazing because we get to really change things in our lives. Now, the Six of Pentacles is also about balance. It's about sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down. It's kind of like the Wheel of Fortune, in that life will constantly just keep rolling on without you. And when I'm no longer here and when you're no longer here, the world is still gonna roll along without us. And we're here right now for a reason. This is our time. We have been given this time on planet Earth to affect the changes we want. In 80 years, very few of us are going to be here. So it's an opportunity to really put yourself into a position of power where you reach that position of power not because you're a megalomaniac and you want power and that's the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to do something that you genuinely care about, and you can see that in his red cloak. The red cloak indicates passion. The purple kind of sash there, although very unfashionable, doesn't mismatch. The purple means intuition and insight and listening to your guidance. And really sometimes being reckless, sometimes you have to be extreme and throw things up into the air, because sometimes things stagnate for decades. So the other thing about this is that if you create this opportunity and you make this space in your life, either it will be filled by money or positive financial alterations in your life which see your finances go like that, or it is filled by love and romance. We've got the Two of Cups in reverse. So what that means is this is especially the case for people who are single right now and who don't have another person in their life and who are focused on making a living and making ends meet and getting the right place to live down and really finding work that you care about. I mean, all of this takes time. We don't just come out of the womb and say, okay, I'm a dentist who lives in the 14th district in Buenos Aires because that's where I feel the perfect place on planet Earth is. We have to figure that out. For some of us, like me, it takes a long, long time to figure out what you want to do work-wise. I mean, that took me my whole 20s. Then also, for some of us who are rootless, I mean, my heritage is, my father was German, my mother is Austrian. We moved as a family to Botswana when I was like 9 or 10. Then we stayed there, moved to South Africa when I was 14 to 18, and then I moved to England at 18 to study, and then I stayed in England, went to Australia, and then moved around. I had to find my place in the world. Like, where do I fit? Where's the best place for me? Where do people respond best to me? That takes time. So this whole process, if you're the kind of person who's been going through that and you feel like you've made progress, or you're now busting out of one of those situations to trade it in for something new, what's likely, if you take this route, is that will then turn this card around, and along that journey, someone else is going to join you along the journey, which means that you meet someone you like and then love, and then someone who becomes your soulmate. And between the two of you, you can heal the pain that this whole experience causes, because it's emotionally draining, it's physically hard. It heals that and it strengthens you and it gives you a sense of home. So if you're not happy today, if you're not satisfied in life, Today is the day to really throw things up in the air and to just go for it and to do it, to just do it. Don't think about it anymore, just do it. At some point, we have to just take the action and just rip the plaster off and just do it. Court card is 1, so we've got 1 and 6, that's 7. 7 and 2 is 9, and 9 in numerology is spirituality and completion. So this is divinely ordained that you're meant to complete one cycle now by ripping the plaster off and by being brave and confident and a soldier. I'm really feeling for I've been in this situation myself, and you really have to draw on all of your inner resources. For me, when I left Manchester to come down to Glastonbury, it was really hard to extricate myself from that situation and to break free from it. It was unbelievably difficult, and I was scared, and I'm glad I didn't aim too low and things like that I set it up right, because it all worked out in the end, but the process itself was totally uncertain, and I didn't know if it was going to work out, and luckily, thank goodness it did. And these are the kind of things that the universe is asking you to make a change. It's not going to ask you to make a change and then kick you in the teeth on the other side. The universe doesn't save you from drowning just to let you die on the beach. It doesn't operate that way. It wants the best for you. So like I said, you create that vacuum, and it's likely that you will fill that vacuum with a change in where you live, if that's your issue, or a change in your work. And it's through that process, or the change in your physical health, through that change that you meet a kindred spirit along the way, and that love is part of this process of change. So you can have it all today, but you've got to be brave, and it is scary, and I get it. But sometimes we've got to bite the bullet and say, enough already. I have been abused in this relationship for 5 years. How much more am I going to take? Am I going to do another 5 years? It's not an easy... it sounds ridiculous when you say it like that, because obviously the answer is no. But when you're in it, it's like, well, I don't know. Because this is my life. I don't know. And these are the days where you do know. You get a kick in the backside from the universe, and it's like, do something. So I hope you have an amazing day. Take action, stand in your own power, and really see how things change for the better. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. If you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. Check out the video on the full moon in Sagittarius as well. I'll put a link to that video in the description of this video, because it will give you more insight into this kind of liberating energy. In my personal readings, I use tarot, astrology, and numerology. I combine them all to give me a really in-depth overview of who you are. So the astrology chart is a blueprint of your soul. It shows me what your life purpose is, where you've been in past lives, what you're going to be good at vocationally, so what your work aptitudes are. I can also see what's coming up for you in love and finance and moving, and what's destined for you in those areas as well. So if you're interested in a personal reading, visit the website gregoryscott.com. Click on the book your reading button on the front page, or click on the readings tab. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. That really helps me. And I'll speak to you tomorrow.